What we have here is an SHIZZLE sticks. Hey, we're over here at Thirlby's for our Redline Rebuild update on the straight 8 Buick. When we last were over here, we went through and washed everything up, got the block ready, had our best educated information to know where we're going to be at relative to bores. And we said, hey, we got 2 that are probably pretty close to be able to be cut, but it looks like we're going to need all 8 sleeves. Now, did a little bit of research and we found out that this block could potentially go to 120 thousandths over stock. That it has plenty of meat as far as like the into the water jacket. You have plenty of cylinder left. So what we actually found though is not only did one hole already have a sleeve, and now that we have it cut open, we can see that that bore actually cracked at one point. And then the back 2 bores that were really the ugliest, that's the ones that we were really worried about even cleaning up at 120. And you found that they were still ugly at 140?
Yeah, roughly about 140. And then there was basically 3 cylinders. One of them when I got done honing it, I think it still had some pits left in it.
Right.
And the other 2 were just no way.
Yeah. So we're not wasting cast iron here by cutting it all out, are we?
No, by the time we would have at least sleeved the 2, then we found that one, so now we're up to 3. That one I had a little bit of pit. So now we're up to 4, and then we would have been 120, so why not
just have it all brand new?
Do it right.
Yep. Okay. Good. So this is all clean. It's ready to go. Now, there's been some questions on, a couple things. A, is the sleeve material, how does that work with the cast iron? 2, how do you sleeve it in general? As far as what does that mean? And so I guess we're going to walk through a little bit of a discussion on that.
Yeah. Normally what I do on them is I'll leave the actual bore about 1,000 small. Half thou smaller than the actual sleeve.
Right, okay.
We'll end up brake cleaning everything up, putting Loctite in, and then actually pressing the sleeves by putting a puck on it and a big hammer.
Yeah,
and
slamming it down.
Beating them down.
Yep.
One thing that I do that I was taught a long time ago is they put a big chamfer on the very top of the sleeve.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people end up pressing it down into the block this way.
So it's in theory it's a lead-in, or
so
the thought is.
So the thought is that's a great idea. Well, in practice it really isn't. So what I end up doing is putting just a real small radius on the edge, and the reason why, and kind of draw it out. This is your cylinder bore, and what I do is at the bottom of the bore I put a ledge down at the bottom. So when the sleeve is coming in, it butts up against this.
So you got to stop.
Well, if you got that big chamfer on there, the sleeve actually is coming in, and it's looking like that.
Yep.
So when you get it in, it's actually only touching here. It's got dead space here. And then when you go through and bore it to size, or you bore it 30 or 40 or 60 over, you end up boring it like that, which leaves a gap, which when the motor is running under compression and heat, the sleeve can actually shove down, and then it's starting to bottom out there.
Okay.
And then of course you have head gasket problems,
right?
Yep. All that type of good stuff.
Okay, excellent. Not going to be able to finish this today because we need one more sleeve, basically the larger diameter on the OD because of that sleeve that was in there. You had to basically go one step higher. Yep. All right, so then next time we'll hammer these in.
We'll hammer them in and bore them out and finish them.
Bore them out and finish. All right, excellent. We'll do this. All right, we got our new sleeve in. We had to get that one that was a little bit bigger because this back hole already had a sleeve, so we had to take it a little bit higher. And as you can see, here's the ones to go into here. This will be a nice press fit. And the other sleeve, obviously this hole's bigger, so that'll go in there. Likewise there. Woo. Likewise there. Now this is a real finessed operation. I want you to pay attention. Whoa, nuts.
It's a nuts moment. That's
Hey, good thing we got the extra one. Huh. What we have here is an SHIZZLE sticks. Nobody saw that.
Nobody's seen that.
Better now than later.
Yeah.
Definitely cast.
Good.
Okay, so here's what happened. When we're putting in the second sleeve, whatever caused it, but basically it broke it at the end of the day. And that's what, 1 every 1,000 that happens?
Yeah, very, very rarely. You know, been doing it for 30 years, and if I get one, maybe 2 a year,
Right.
that something goes
Right.
the wrong direction, but
So
it is what it is. And like I said, they make new ones every day. So it's,
exactly.
it's
So
not the end of the world.
all we had to do is we had to put it back up on the bar, bore that back out, get it to us basically paper thin, and it just chips out of the way. Yes, we could go through and we could put them in with a press. You still run the same danger because you're pushing down on it. If that press isn't perfectly lined up, and it, you know, it's going to cock it and it's going to shatter when it's not perfectly lined.
I've had some
So
of the diesel stuff that I've done, and you got to do it in the press back there, and I've had it happen with that.
yeah,
I mean,
so
it's
nature
it
of
is what
the
it is.
nature of the beast.
This is what we do, and this is how we do it.
Yep. Here we go. We have all of our sleeves pressed in. Now Mike put it back up on the boring bar, and obviously that sleeve isn't to size, so now he's going back in and boring the ID out, and we'll rough it in because we don't have our pistons yet, so we won't go into the hone, but we'll rough it into size. It's 3 3/16 for this Buick. And he'll also, before it comes out of here, the sleeves stick up about that high. He's going to take and cut them, face cut them all the way down to just above that surface for the deck. And then the final end of things will be decking the top of that block off. And that'll clean up all those bores, and that deck surface will be nice and it'll be ready for the cylinder head. All right, we had a little curveball this morning with that one sleeve, but as you can see, this block is done. All 8 sleeves are in. It's rough bored and it's decked. We'll need our pistons to do the final hone, but otherwise this block's gonna be sitting waiting, and we're gonna move on to the heads and the rods and the crankshaft. So that does it for today. Thank you for watching. We appreciate you hanging out with us and going through the pains that we go through to get these engines back and running. Watch for more of these videos because we also got that 50 pickup truck we're still working on, and we're gonna have plenty of other stuff we have up our sleeves. So click subscribe. We'll see you then. Get out in the garage, get your work done so you can go enjoy the ride too. See ya. Oh, my aching belly.